there's a big plot of pornography down on the Brandy track, and I'm going to suck it up, all the pornography, into my fleshlight. I jerk off to your pornography.
Hello there, welcome to Roast Mortem.
Oh, hello.
Do you like chicken salad, boys?
Yes.
It's gonna get fatty in here, all right?
Sick.
I'm Tom.
I'm a chicken server. Travis.
I'm your Cody for this evening.
And I'm Mike.
There you go.
All right, Mike, thanks for joining us. 3 weeks out. What is it like
There
on
he
the
is.
outside,
It's bright.
Yeah, tell us.
right? Talk close to the mic.
Periscope
It's
is
warm
going
out.
to hurt you. We're in the same room.
It's chill.
All right.
Mike, tell us about all the sick gaps you've gnarred.
Learn frontside flips.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah?
Finally, yeah. It was a hard one. I still really can't do it, but I can't really like throw my shoulders. I don't know, I have like dumb shoulders.
You got dumb shoulders.
Yeah, like,
Wait, so you got
Wait.
But I finally figured out how to
50-year-old
do
you
it.
got 50-year-old knees and dumb shoulders.
Yeah, because you gotta be like your arms gotta be like already turned before you do it. I'm like giving a tutorial. Probably no one cares.
Do it. Just go, Mike.
Yeah.
We haven't heard from you in 3 weeks.
Give us something.
Have your arms already in the position that you want them to be before you flip, and that's how you get the rotation down when you jump. You have your body come to the other side. You have to like kind of move your hips. And I wasn't really doing that. I was like, why is my body kind of like throwing it over? It's all on the shoulders.
That's very interesting, Mike.
I like that.
Dude, that's
I as
It's
someone
like
who's very
it's like-
bad at skateboarding, because I'm much worse than you, and you're okay.
You were amazing. He was my favorite skater growing up. Was Tom.
Me? Yeah, well, cousin Tom.
Yeah.
Tony Tom's pro skater.
It was Tony Hawk to me. I was like, holy shit.
So besides letting you talk about your skateboarding stuff, thanks
Yeah.
for welcome back to the show, all that stuff.
I missed you.
I was thinking maybe maybe you should read this. This is a script from last week, Davy Crockett.
wow.
You should read this whole thing while we're doing the episode, just to get back
Yeah.
onto the roast mortem track.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Mike, if you keep missing class, you're not gonna pass.
Oh, fuck. I'm a high school right now.
George Bush says otherwise.
Yeah, no, all the students are left behind here.
You know, I can't.
Yeah, no
have to be
podcaster
up-
left behind.
Yeah.
All right, well that
All right.
that was
Davy
theatrics,
Crockett was
Mike. Come on, you
I
know.
was really gonna read it.
No, you don't have to.
Don't,
read it.
Mike.
Come on, Mike.
You have
This is
to-
homework.
Put it down. You
Like,
got to
it
be
looks
funny
good.
for
It
this
looks
one.
pretty good to me.
You know I don't
Cody-
respect your time. I will give it to you. You have to sleep. You have to report back to me about this paper that I've written later. Write a
Next
report on my
podcast.
report.
Davy Crockett was a
Next
bad
podcast.
person.
No, he was a great guy. You should really get to know him better. It's all here. Anyway,
I can't wait to
Cody,
check out that
how was
episode.
your week, Cody?
How was my week? I don't know. It was just a string of just like unfortunate but non-dire shit that just kept hitting me over and over and over again. So I'm just not depressed, but like just tired.
You're
Cody,
beat,
so-
sir. I think that's the term. You're
Yes.
beat.
I am beat and not in the good facet.
Cody, right now your background on Skype is a ball pit. I could just
Yes.
imagine you like
I
Charlie
went
Brown
for it.
moping in a ball pit all week.
But the thing is, yeah, it's the type of moping where you're not too you're not too concerned. You're one step underneath, just lounging in a septic tank.
All right.
Because that's the hygienic equivalent of like being in a ball pit, which is why we don't see them nowadays.
I miss
True.
them.
Yeah. In the days of COVID, absolutely not. Cody, I'm not happy for you. Let's put it that way. I don't want you to be upset. I know you're in a ball pit of shit right now in your life, and you're trying to lighten it up with certain
No.
polyurethanes.
Nothing long term. It was just a rough week. I'm on the rebound because I'm looking at all your pretty faces and Mike's.
And
Aww.
that's important, but as we know, everyone who listens to the show regularly knows that I've turned a new leaf, and part of that is going, Travis, how was your week, darling?
Oh my God, I'm so flustered. Ooh.
You're blushing.
I had a good week.
That's hot.
I had a good week. I got stung in the stomach by a bee the other day.
What are you doing?
Poor thing.
I was like walking outside early in the morning. My hair is all discombobulated.
Just waxing with honey.
Yeah, and I walked outside and there was a bee on my stomach, and he left a little hole in my shirt.
Oh.
A very little hole. What kind of bee was this? Is this one of those West Coast murder hornets that
Yeah.
BuzzFeed has been hanging on to because Corona's over?
They're in
Yeah,
Washington. We
okay.
have a very secure border, Oregon-Washington border. We keep the murder hornets on one side of
Right.
the wall.
Build the insect
It's a very
wall.
tall wall because they can fly.
Yeah, they can
It stung you through
go
your
to
shirt.
space.
Yeah. Yeah, I got stuck in
Holy
my
fuck,
shirt.
I
I
didn't
got
know that was
stung by
possible.
the bee. But I think when you get stung by a bee, it's good luck. So I had a good week.
Yeah, you make a wish.
That means you're special.
Yeah. Bees are good boys. Oh yeah, I'm also thinking about getting a cat.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
I was like
Oh.
they don't let you go to the actual adoption centers because of COVID.
Right.
Mhm.
But I'm like scanning basically the Tinder of like which cat do you
Oh
want?
shit.
Which cat do you want? And there was a little kitty, and his name was Wilford Brimley.
Oh, did you swipe right on that pussy?
You
Wow,
know it.
Cody. Vicious.
Diabetes.
Vicious.
Diabetes.
Diarrhea. That's what he's gonna get. You're gonna pull up. He's gonna be foaming at the mouth. Here's your cat in a bag, sir. Oh, he's got diarrhea.
Throws it in my window.
Yeah. Some assembly required. Bye.
See you now. Have a good time.
Mhm.
He likes tuna. If you didn't know, he likes tuna. If you're out of food, you can use tuna. Everyone has
There you
tuna
go.
laying around.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So, Tom, I'm turning back the kindness like one of the mirrors in the Mummy that lights up the whole tomb.
Right. My
back
chest
to you.
cavity does resemble the treasures
Esoteric.
of truths that are revealed, truths and treasures revealed within the Imhotep tomb of the mummy.
Uh-huh.
As soon as one bang with Brendan Fraser's gun, which would be
Light.
Travis's words at the moment. My week was A-okay.
There you go. Any bees?
No bees, not a single bee
No-
in sight,
okay.
actually. Well, that's not true, because Gabby's family, they have a lot of bees, and I went over
Oh,
their
yeah.
house.
Right.
They got the
right.
bees in the back.
That's
It's like
true, yeah.
80,000 bees or something. And they're all named
they
something.
count
They're friendly
them?
though, right?
Yeah. Oh, they're friendly bees.
Friendly
yeah,
bees,
because they have all this. They have a nice garden, and
They're
if you have-
provided for.
Yeah.
exactly. The bees, they don't care. They have a little pond back there now where they have a frog. So
Oh.
the frogs are actually two frogs. They're friends
That's
with
cool.
the bees.
They hang out.
They hang out. It's like a Walt Disney story. And it's the craziest thing. Gabby, they have a rabbit there, a wild rabbit that is friends with them that will just come up to them and say,
Okay.
what's up? It's like
Damn.
straight
Yeah,
out of
it's-
Snow White.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's like
like
a Disney
Gabby
movie.
like passed out in her backyard waiting for you to kiss her on the lips.
No, she's been awake pretty much the entire time. It's really strange. Should I knock her
That's
out?
weird.
It's recent.
Yeah, you should knock her out.
Knock
Yeah.
her out. Come hang out. She got chipmunks. Come see this princess. Chipmunks.
You gotta get Steve-O over though. She needs her little dwarves or whatever.
Steve-O is.
Oh, I always do that. Fucking
let-
Wee Man. It's-
It's something I wouldn't dare do, but I do think about often. Oh, quite often.
Yeah.
Being able to sit in that backyard and watch my passed out girlfriend being run over by a bunch of chipmunks and rabbits, maybe perhaps a baby skunk. As long as we don't agitate it,
adorable.
they are very cute.
They are really
Yeah.
cute, not gonna lie.
Yeah. So
Gotta
with,
wash with
Smell
vinegar.
bad though.
with that, that was what I was thinking this week, I suppose. That's what you've revealed. And with no further ado, I think we should get to the show. We have a show, guys.
Cody,
Oh, fuck.
what?
Okay, yeah,
what's blasting out of your smelly anal glands like a skunk tonight?
On tonight's chopping block, we have Jefferson Randolph Soapy Smith II, a.k.a. the con man Efes Destiny. You see what I did there?
I did. I mean,
Ah,
it's a stretch, but his name is Soapy, so you can just wash away that blemish.
yes. Get ready for those types of jokes. All
Is this-
episodes.
Is
I
this
like
like-
when you
is
do
it-
con men.
Is this the guy
I
from?
love doing con men too. Yes, Travis?
Is this the guy from Call of Duty? Soap.
I was thinking about how to make jokes like that too, but I was thinking, think of him more along the lines of Brad Pitt in Fight Club. He is a soap salesman.
Oh, it's fake.
No,
He's a hunk.
This boy, he's a hunk. He has a magnificent beard. I don't know how to describe it. It's not bushy. It's not like voluminous, but it's so dense and like it's just like the guy has carpet for chin.
Ew.
It's
Is-
amazing.
Is this like a Leopold beard? Like
No.
a-
It doesn't jump off of the face. It's just a very dense, like adhesive beard that you could probably ignite matches on that aren't the cheap strike anywhere matches.
Does it look like a 70s urinal? Like a pointed one with pubic hair just coating the entire thing in a YMCA, perhaps?
Let's go with that.
That's a good visual.
All right, tell us about this boy.
So, Soapy was a legendary con man of the Wild, Wild West. He was a wizard of 3-card Monty and something called Thimble Rig.
Oh.
So,
Not a
con
sex
man,
move.
Con
Yes.
man is the thimble rig. Is that what you call the cockpit of the giant mechanized spider?
That shoots nylon webs at Will Smith.
Yes,
And
Wild
that other
Wild
guy.
West.
Yeah. No, there's just one wild in this West, Travis. Nothing to do with that movie.
What? That's not
I'm
a
sorry.
movie. That's a documentary.
It's okay.
Yeah, because we all know that we all know where Will Smith stands on being out west. It's the only place where you can venture into YouTube and be an original YouTuber.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, that's hot.
Right? Haha.
So Soapy's a gambling grifter that would concoct schemes and extract money from fuckwits, as con men do. He was a master of the con. He was especially skilled at disguising the concept of gambling so he could get money from people that were against gambling.
Wow.
He'd make you gamble without realizing it.
All right,
Oh.
you will elaborate on that later, right?
Of course.
Okay, because that needs unpacking. Because I'm not
I
that.
got you, baby.
I need ideas. Like I'm an adult now. I need to have several sources of income. So if I could learn something in this episode,
yeah.
that'd be
Yeah, here we
great.
go. I got you,
I
baby.
want
really
everyone
useful.
to learn.
Yes.
Well, me first, dude.
Always Tom first.
Well, if I watch out, I mean, this is fly on the wall stuff. Like, all of our listeners, they're here to find out what we're finding out. Correct?
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
That's how I think of it. The more I learn, you're doing fine. You fucking
no jokes
leeches.
here. This is
No,
this is not a comedy podcast.
no.
Trickle down learning.
Information.
No,
Trickle
our podcast listeners are smart.
Yes.
I'm surprised sometimes when people ask us about things and I don't know them, and then I Google them, and then it's usually an email, so it's easy to look like you know what you're talking about. Anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to stop you there.
So our guy, Jeff, will earn the nickname Soapy later on, but I'm just going to call him Soapy for the entire fucking episode because funny.
All right.
Jeff Randolph Smith II was born November 2nd, 1860, Coweta, Georgia.
How
He was
what?
born- Coweta.
Like a
C-O-W-
cow? Weta?
C-O-W-E-T-A. Coweta.
Oh,
Coweta.
get that cow wet with barbecue sauce while it's still live.
That seems counterintuitive.
Now
Okay.
I know, Travis. I'm trying to be nicer to you, but you're sick.
That's dumb.
Making a cow wetter. Yes.
No, I'm talking about marinating it before it's even slaughtered.
I know what you were trying to cover it up as. Cody, keep
obvious.
going.
Come on.
Soapy was born into one of them super huge and super wealthy families.
That's nice.
According to my research, Soapy's grandfather amassed a considerable fortune using nothing but his own 2 hands, a plantation, and some unpaid interns.
Oh, jeez. Maybe
I
it's
see
not,
what you
it's
did
not
there.
Cool. That is not cool, yeah.
Yeah, I have some thoughts on that, but you should continue because I don't want to get too tangenty tonight. I have a lot of energy.
Mid 1870s, the Smith family moved to Round Rock, Texas, shortly after some uppity northern assholes pulled the plug on their revenue stream.
Funny thing about Round Rock, Texas, I've stayed there in a quality
Really?
inn, and I
Yeah.
had IHOP twice in one day.
Sounds awesome.
There you
Well,
go.
said
Oh, I
funny
hop
thing.
twice in one day is
You
awesome.
said funny thing and then just said you went to IHOP twice there.
Yeah, no, I did. I
That
woke
was
up.
it.
I woke up, had myself an IHOP, and then I was late. I had another IHOP. So I
Was
didn't
it
have a
good?
car in Texas. You need a car in Texas.
Good to know.
How was the IHOP? Was it good?
It was good enough where I got season passes.
Nice.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Hey.
I got
Express
your
pass
mileage
too.
out of that.
I too, for one season, had front row seats. Corporate
I'm
tickets
jealous.
to IHOP.
Love IHOP.
So, ill-gotten fortune and homestead gone because of the whole Civil War thing. Soapy's family did transition well into various careers. Soapy had at least 2 brothers become attorneys, another 2 become doctors, and one became a successful farmer, and another one became a respected minister. So they're good at adapting, this family.
The minister was the one who did it best, though, because he
Yes.
didn't have to pay taxes.
Look at me.
If this was Survivor, he would have immunity.
Mm-hmm.
Very good, sir.
Every week.
Yep. Did you touch that child? Immunity. Don't even answer that question.
What child?
Ooh. The teenage Soapy romanticized cowboy lifestyle, and he tried getting into that career doing some honest work. 1878 rolls around, and Soapy gets a little taste of the rough and tumble Wild West. Legendary outlaw Sam Bass, we might revisit this guy, was in the town of Round Rock.
He was an In-Street boy. He was the Backstreet Boys, right?
An Sink Street boy. Yes,
Boys.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, Sam Bass, legendary outlaw in town. Deputy's like, hey, I know who you are. Can you not start shit and give me your weapons while you're staying in town? And Sam Bass was just like, no, and shot the deputy in the face, killing him.
Great.
That's a little extreme.
Well,
dude.
He's a legendary outlaw, Mike.
Fuck.
We could tell right from there. Okay, we get it. He's an outlaw. He's also not a liberal.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to hand over his guns.
No,
America.
No
step on Snick.
No, and back when back when people who believed in the Constitution had balls, and they weren't just Facebook warriors.
Oh, no cameras either. So
fucking
fuck it.
camo wearing Facebook bitches.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I don't know. They were still bitches back then too. I mean, we just did Davy Crockett. They're probably just off in the woods jerking off in bushes. That's being a bitch.
I don't know. Davy Crockett wasn't really a bitch. I can't wait to hear what Mike thinks about that.
Yeah, I got to read that later before I go to
Read
bed.
that later.
Yeah,
Before I go to bed.
Your report better be 5 pages longer than his actual script.
And you can't cheat and listen to the actual podcast.
Ah,
and
damn
listen
it.
to it.
You can't do that.
So,
yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Diplomacy failed. Sam Bass shot the deputy dead on the spot, at which point Texan Rangers stepped in, and a la Willem Dafoe, there was a firefight! Soapy
Spicy.
watched the entire thing unfold, and he's just there presumably like, oh my god, just eating like artificially buttered popcorn. And
Well, it is Texas.
it is Texas. Once Sam Bass was clipped in the leg, Soapy shouted to the Texan Rangers, oh, I think you got him. Like, you know, he's like that guy who's like in the middle of it, but somehow
Just
like,
snitch.
Well,
he's
You hit
like
him, you hit him.
commentating on
Yeah.
like a travesty as it's
Oh.
unfolding. It's like a Texan firefight, and he's like, "Ooh, he did it!"
He's like a
Like, shut
paintball ref. He's just
Yeah.
hanging out.
Yeah.
He's like high. He's like full of taquitos. He can't really keep up with the people playing paintball because he had too
He's
many
drinking a
taquitos.
Rockstar energy drink.
Yeah.
We played paintball once, and I think you described that perfectly, Travis. That was the kind of guy we had.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's how you. I mean, it's a very hard skill to be a paintball ref. There's a lot of training.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's easier if you just don't do it.
Yeah.
Just kind of stand there with your shirt and your mask
Yeah.
on,
Yep.
high as a kite on ketamine, and watch
I
it all go down.
I stopped. I don't like the high as a kite thing anymore. I've transitioned to high as a giraffe's pussy. I think that's much funnier.
Yeah,
Those are tall.
they are
they're
tall.
high.
They're up there. What about a dress? This is gonna go nowhere. Let's keep going, Cody.
Well, now that you mention it, there are higher up things on a giraffe than a pussy. Anyway,
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. But anyway,
I got you. I got you. So, you know, your boy Soapy watches this entire thing unfold. They apprehend Sam Bass. Sam Bass bleeds out before his trial. And this is sort of a formative experience for our boy Soapy. It's just like, oh shit, guns are the solution when the words don't work.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's how it works.
It's the Wild West.
Say hello
Yeah.
to my First Amendment right, which is also my Second Amendment right.
Let me introduce you to my bear arms. Soapy would have a second profound formative experience just a bit later. A vagrant grifter had wandered into town and scammed the gullible ass Soapy out of 2 weeks of his pay. Oh shit, my cowboy money.
Damn.
wait, what do you mean? Did he give him a job and then disappeared? Was this like,
It
hey,
doesn't-
I install solar panels. I go door to door installing solar panels. Why don't you walk around and see who wants to sign up?
It was most likely a crooked card game of sorts.
Oh, that doesn't.
Uh.
Yeah, that's on him.
All right, we're playing Texas stud hold'em. Rules are you don't even touch
Stud
anyone's titties real close. You gotta get real close to their face. You gotta pretend you're making out with them a little bit, but then deuces are wild, triples are triple.
The entire time, make out.
Stud.
Yeah, it's
Soapy
called
got
stud
scammed.
boys.
Soapy got scammed, but he had a abnormal reaction. He wasn't like, fuck, I've been had. I want my money back. He was, oh my God, there's ways to make money without honest work. I could also con fucks and make money.
Right.
And he paired this with his earlier formative experience. He's like, I can trick people out of money, and if that fails, done.
So he's combining those two. But also you have to think in recent history, who had that moment when they opened that email from a Nigerian prince and they figured out the scam upon reading it, going, oh, we should make Bitcoin.
Right?
Okay.
I was thinking of another roast mortem analogy we make a lot is a sandals resort. So if you go to any of those places, right, you have the hardworking people that are getting paid like slave wages to work at a sandals.
Right, because they're all owned by British people, but they're all in Caribbean. Yeah, it's slave labor.
But then you've got the guys that show up and they're like, I got a puka necklace. You want to watch me eat sand? Hey, guess what? There's a jet ski that I found on the beach. You want to ride it without insurance? Those are the scammers, scamming the white folk.
Gotcha.
Those poor white folks. My God. Those poor...
No, they deserve to be scammed.
Those
full
beaches
of
look nice.
Sandals booze.
Well, I think it's important that it happens, but no one's really winning. Morally, the scammers, they're just, that they're angry at something. That's why they scam. They scam because they care and they don't know how to handle it. Okay? White people, victims all the time. I just don't. They're supposed to be there. That's where they're victims. It's fine. It's fine.
All right, Cody.
Unlike the last con artist, roast mortem subject, Eiffel Tower salesman Victor Lustig, who was entirely nonviolent, our boy Soapy is in sharp contrast. Violence was never his first resort, but Soapy was not above shooting, stabbing, or sucker punching a fucker.
Jeez,
especially when money was on the line. Oh, yeah. Very violent, Mike. We'll see you later. Soapy started with the small cons, selling counterfeit antiques and jewelry. Like, he's the reason, like, why, like, you see someone on, like, what's it called? Antique Roadshow. Think, you know what I mean? Their lamp is worth, like, $80,000, but it's worth, like, $28. Like, he's the reason those people are there.
The guy with the Rolex that costs $15, but it's like fucking doesn't even work.
Yeah, they don't show those ones that often because it's not
hilarious when they do.
It's not like, MTV Viacom style, like, let's watch someone's soul get drained out right in front of them.
I love it.
Usually it's the old lady. I found this basket with ceramic eggs in it in my dad's attic, and he's been dead for several hundred years because that's how old I am. And and there's a young man who's about our age who knows everything about these fucking eggs, and now there's someone with $500,000 worth of ceramic eggs on a folding table, not even a nice table.
Yeah.
That fucking show is brilliant. I'm sorry, I'm going off on it. I've had a bunch of coffee. You know what I'm getting at, though. It's just like,
it's really groundbreaking because in today's day and age, there is a career for autistic people. They know everything about eggs.
Well, the entire internet,
experts,
right?
If you work remote, welcome to your job. You could do whatever thing you can't figure out, which everyone else can. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Cody, continue.
So, from selling counterfeit antiques and jewelry, Soapy transitioned to doing up the 3-card Monty and thimble rig cons.
What's thimble rig? Like, what is that? Like a fucking like a play the dice and put like a fucking cup over it or some shit.
It does involve the cup, Mike. Very good. Thimble rig's current day name is called Shell Game.
So find the thing in the fucking out of the 3
find
things.
The thing in the things. Yeah, you got it, Mike.
And you shuffle them around.
Yeah, thimble rig is
I didn't know that had a name.
Originally, it was a P underneath thimbles. That was rigged, aka thimble rig. But in Soapy's day, it was a P under walnut shells. So, like, you crack 2 walnuts, get 3 halves, and you put the P under it, and you're like, find the P, go for it.
Oh, and he shuffles it up?
Yeah, it's like you put the P, and then you do, like, the quick shuffle around, and then your sucker bets on, like, find the P. And then, 10 out of 10 times, because spoilers, our boy Soapy is a sleight of hand expert, the pigeon would always get it wrong and lose their money.
Yeah, but they'd feel okay because everything he was using for this trick of a game was sustainable to the environment, which was something
biodegradable.
that people were very conscious of in Texas at this time.
Yeah.
Eco-friendly.
Yeah, so no one felt like they were really cheated. They were like, well, it's a pea, it's walnuts. Thank
That's a
you
good
for your
cause, I
service.
guess.
Step into their Prius and drive away down the dirt road.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, honey, would you want to go to Trader Joe's and get some organic beef later?
Yeah, it's the first time I ever heard someone with
Sure.
a Texas accent say organic.
Beef.
That's a bit of organic. What is this? A organic prime rib? What's going on here? Has this been eaten? Is this grass-fed prime rib?
This is
Good stuff.
bespoke grass-fed beef.
I'm sure there's a lot of those people down there.
Yeah.
I'd like to meet them.
Yeah, just go to Austin.
Yeah, I want. Well,
There you go.
all right. I don't want to meet them anymore.
Well, and just so you know, 3-card Monty is the card version of Thimble Rig, where it's like there's a queen, and it's like, find the lady. And you mix 3 cards up with the queen, and you bet if you can find the queen or not. So these games were never played fairly. As I said, Soapy would use a little bit of that sleight of hand and, like, roll the pea to a different walnut shell, and he's like, oh, you got it wrong. And or if he's playing 3-card Monty, maybe like a little palming or extra card was involved, so like you could never find the queen. So
he's like
I
David
see.
Blaine and shit. Like who?
Yeah.
Do you see
Yeah.
David
Angel.
Blaine's? Do you see his new trick? He just held on to some balloons over Arizona.
oh no, I didn't.
Yeah.
I think that's real.
I keep seeing thumbnails of it. I don't care for his style of magic anymore. I did appreciate it, and then as soon as he held his breath, I was like, "You're just a man holding your breath."
Hey, man, he's got special powers.
I'm not saying that holding your breath isn't impressive, but I liked it when he would like stick shit in his body, and then it would like show up in someone's martini, and they'd be like, "What?
Whoa, how does he do
Disgusting.
that?
Yeah,
That's fucking crazy.
I'm gonna
Well,
keep drinking it."
He's not Chris Angel. He can't mind freak you. He just does.
Wow.
Yeah. Chris Angel's
But
nuts.
our boy could mind. Soapy could probably mind freak you.
If you were a moonshine drunk gold prospector in the 1800s Wild West, yes, he could mind freak the shit out of you.
So I would be mind freaked.
yeah, you drink like that.
Yeah.
These games appeal to a skill called maintenance of object permanence, or the ability to track a unseen object. And this is one of the first things every human learns as a child. Like it's why babies think peekaboo is hilarious when toddlers are just like, stop doing that. That's boring. You know what I mean? Like, it's really quickly developed human skill.
Right.
So as a grown ass man, you're enticed to take this bet. It's like, I can do this. I've been tracking unseen objects for 20 years. It's one of the oldest skills I have. And you'd literally think a game of Thimble Rig or 3-card Monty is child's play, literal child's play. So you'd place your bet, you'd lose against all fucking cosmic precedents and be kind of embarrassed to make a stink about it, because suddenly you're the guy in the bar that can't keep track of a pee,
Yeah.
and everyone's like kind of looking at you like, have you
He
had
is
enough
asshole.
to drink?
You stupid idiot. It's just a walnut. Only 3 of them. It's 1.5 walnuts worth of walnut shell. You can't keep track of this? Who? All right. I'm sorry. I know. You're right. I did lose that game last night. Shit.
Yeah, but we've all played Red Dead Redemption. What's stopping someone from being like, well, that man's a cheat.
Oh,
I've seen everyone lose.
because Soapy's a violent fuck that if a,
Oh, so
He
he's
shoots
the
someone.
dickhead on Red Dead Online that's just running around shooting everyone.
yeah, and hog tying them on railroad
Yeah.
tracks.
I hate those fuckers.
Soapy would also hire audience plants or shills.
Like
to,
fake crowds
Not a fake crowd, just someone
to like
that
vouch for
seems
him.
like he's unrelated to Soapy. And this person would look like an idiot. He'd have like his boots on the wrong feet. And then he'd win like 4 games, but only like, nickels. He'd win like 4 nickels over 4 games. You'd see this and be like, I could do this. This idiot just won 4 times in a row. So let me bet $5 and then suddenly you'd lose it.
Ah.
Because you know what I mean? You'd have this confidence built up.
Yeah.
Because you just saw a simpleton win 4 times. You think you could at least win once on a $5 or $10 bet, and then you just fucking lose your dinner money.
Yeah, it fucking just tricks you, I guess.
Yeah, now you have to eat sand.
That sucks.
Because
sand and worms.
Because you saw a guy with stupid shoes on.
I won.
Yeah. Exactly, Mike. Thank you for rolling into that so beautifully.
That movie, White Man Can't Jump, is like that. It's like Woody Harrelson's like the darky white dude, and he like somehow he like swindles in. He works with like Wesley Snipes to like swindle people in the basketball court and shit like that.
I've never actually seen that movie. I just remember a poster that my dad had when I was younger where both Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson were very sweaty.
It was a sick movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's called hustling.
Yeah.
I love it. So, though crooked games of 3-Card Monte and Thimble Rig were a mainstay of Soapy's life, he would escalate his con artistry with these gamblings disguised as sales promotions. And this is where he gets the nickname Soapy. So throughout the 1870s, Soapy would peddle bars of soap in public places very loudly, selling them for $1 a pop. The twist is, Soapy touted a unique sales promotion to help him sell soap. He folds banknotes of various denominations into the packaging of not each, but select soap bars.
Yo, he's making a Kinder Egg of soap.
There you go.
Nice.
So with real money instead of Hercules coins.
There you go. According to Soapy, there were some $5 and $10 bills hidden in the soap packaging.
What?
A few $20 and $50 bills, and then one crisp Benjamin Franklin hidden in the soap pile, just folded in with the packaging. And the packaging wasn't anything fancy; it was just twine and brown paper.
And this is also the late 1800s, right? So
$18.
Yeah, $100 is
a lot of money.
$100, very spicy jackpot.
Ooh, right. Not like the meager amount it is today. So $100 is like nothing today. Like if you got that, you're like, oh, that's cool, Corona, so economy, things like that. But anyone could easily just throw away $100, perhaps on a Patreon or whatever.
I have $100, please.
No, I mean, think about the last time you and your friends, I know this hasn't happened in a while because of COVID, but last time you went out to an Applebee's and everyone gets 3 appetizers.
Yeah.
Bam, $100.
Yeah.
$100.
What? No. After 10, maybe. No, not before 10.
Well, 3 appetizers and 2
10.
waters
per
with
person.
drips of beer.
Per person.
Oh, okay,
wow.
okay.
Yeah, you're rolling with 8 people. You're gonna at least get $100, and then you feel saucy. Pick up this whole thing. It's after 10 o'clock. I got this half off. I'm worth one half.
Cold wings.
I am definitely worth half of what my other 7 friends are worth. I understand that I've been drinking all night. My friends are nice, but I am definitely the crown victory.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
So,
and then everyone thinks you're weird.
There you go.
That's fucking Applebee's-onomics right there.
Mm-hmm.
So Soapy would sell his bars for $1 a piece, as I said earlier. However, if the bigger prizes were unaccounted for, aka still somewhere in the soap pile, Soapy would switch from soap vendor to soap auctioneer. So this is kind of you playing what's that game with Howie Mandel? Deal or No Deal.
Don't touch my hands because I'm afraid of germs.
Yes,
yeah, that was it. Don't touch my hands. I think that's what they say for sure.
He's probably on a bad time with COVID.
He's probably dead right now. We just haven't heard about it.
Yeah.
Remember how a couple of years ago all those celebrities were dying and everyone was just like, what the fuck? This means something. Which in reality, it doesn't mean anything to anyone. But Howie Mandel has probably been dead since March and no one cares.
Yeah, his agent just gave up. It's just like, well.
Really? Wow.
Dude, Bobby's World wasn't even funny. It's a shitty Rugrat.
It looked good, but didn't go anywhere.
It was
Bobby's World?
Yeah, Howie Mandel is supposed to be a comedian. I keep forgetting that.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he was. He got famous for. And by that I mean, whose dick was he sucking?
Yeah.
Did he finger Harvey Weinstein's asshole to get where he was? And is he on the me not so much meat as well movement that has been a little bit on the underside of Twitter? That if you search right now the hashtags, you will find Howie Mandel starting. I don't know. Perhaps.
I think Howie Mandel was the bus boy on Epstein's Island.
Wow.
Yep. And
Mr.
then
Beast's Island.
And then he realized how dirty things got, and now we have a dead man in the COVID. Anyway, let's move along. I'm sorry for
don't worry. Don't worry. This whole
my
plot will
answer.
be in the new Batman. It's a new villain called Howie Mandel.
Howie Mandel.
He
Yes,
just can't touch anything.
He's
Yeah,
untouchable.
amazing.
So, as I said, he would flip the script from soap vendor to soap auctioneer if, like, the $100 bill was still in the soap pile. So instead of $1, it'd be like, bids start at $1 going up. Who wants this? So
$2, sir.
well, Mike, if there's $100 bills in the line, some bars of soap are going for like $40 or $50.
I'll give you
know what I mean? Like,
$101 that bar of soap.
yeah. So
Well, but he doesn't like show the $100 and then like puts it in the soap and
Yes.
mixes it up. He does.
He puts the $100 into one bar of soap.
Oh, okay.
Allegedly.
Does he?
Like
Yeah, he
everyone
probably
sees
didn't do
it.
it.
No,
Everyone
sees
sees
him
it.
do
He puts
that?
it in the
Okay.
pile
Oh,
and he
wow.
mixes it up.
Okay.
But
What a dick.
but there might have been some sleight of hand, and that $100 bill might not actually be in the pile.
Amazing.
Let it hand. I
Mhm.
need that perk.
Yes. So, to be fair to Soapy, some customers did win the lesser prizes of $5 and $10. So, like, there would be average Joes out there be like, "Oh my God, I won $10, paying $1 and free bar of soap on top of it."
Right.
However, Soapy would employ plants in the audience to win the bigger prizes. So he didn't actually lose money. So at 20 or 50, he'd pay like, like a little fucking school kid to be like, here, you'd hand him one with 50 in it, and he'd just like, make sure make sure everyone sees you won $50.
I'll give
Yeah.
you $10 if you pretend that you won this.
Yes.
Right.
Pretend you win it very loudly and visibly and in front of me. You know what I mean? And as I alluded earlier, little sleight of hand, the $100 bill soap bar was never actually in the pile. And he did this so that $100 bill remained unaccounted for, so it could go into auction mode and he could move soap
More
bars for fucking $40 and $50.
Wow.
Damn.
Fucking
And then-
smart dude.
And then, he'd get another plant to win the $100 bill so he wouldn't lose that money either.
Can you imagine, Travis? You go first, because
I was gonna say. So you know how crane games, they say that they can be rigged really easily, right? They loosen up the crane a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's like a strategy to them. People are obsessed with them, and they can pull shit out of a crane all the time.
The right
So
angle.
it's like, all right, that's kind of a con because they can fuck with it. But then there's those like other games that came out maybe like over the past 10 years where it's like win an iPad and like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like those
Win
ones
some
that's
Jordans
like
or some shit.
win Jordans and an iPad. Like though you're never getting that. Like you're never getting that.
And if you
You never know.
if you do, they've made so much money on it anyway. And
Yeah.
I'm just trying to imagine this scenario because these are real people, hard working men and women who are being scammed like this. So imagine the degenerates that are using that time when they're spending $40 on a piece of soap to win back $1. And keep in mind, their rent back then was probably $4 to $5. And they're about to get kicked out of their place. And their wife is like, hey, I have another baby coming.
Yep.
Oh.
And this guy's just sitting in a wash basin with a bar of soap
Yeah.
trying to rub away the guilt for an entire afternoon. And it doesn't work. And then he jumps off the highest building in the town, usually 3 stories. That would be the highest in these times.
Yeah.
And it's because soap. I don't know. It's like,
Yeah.
At least it smelled
I-
nice.
Yeah,
was
but
about to-
dude,
yeah,
I was
Think
about to
about-
make the
Yeah.
I was about to make the joke. It's like, imagine spending $50 on a bar of soap and going home to your wife and being like, honey, we're eating soap for the next 2 weeks.
that's exactly what it is.
Dude,
or
but-
you're collecting on this insurance thing that I did a few weeks ago because I'm really on the edge.
dude, but he's not thinking about bringing home the money to his wife. He's like, if I get that hundo, dude, that's like a year's worth of Rocky Mountain clammy Sally. over at the
There you
saloon.
go.
I'm off. This is everything I need. This is the burrow I need. These are the shovels I need to get from Texas over to the gold rush area and start a new life without my shitty wife.
Yeah,
and
that is-
instead the reality crumbles right before them as a 10-year-old child goes, I've gone won the fucking money.
Yeah.
Look, would you throw down $50 for maybe a lifetime possibility of lifetime subscription to Pornhub? I might.
It's free now.
I know, but you get the good stuff if you pay more. You know what I'm saying? I don't want ads.
Wow.
I don't last long enough for my brain to tick into. I need the better version. I've never not
I'm a
been
video
satisfied
man.
with my performance. Let's put it that way.
I'm a video man. This is my son, Video Boy, and I like high resolution pornography.
Right. Well, do you have perhaps $40 or $50 I could put into the old pornography machine, sir?
There's a big plot of pornography down on the Brandy track, and I'm going to suck it up, all the pornography, into my fleshlight.
Oh.
I jerk off to your pornography.
Swick, can I have that at the top of the episode? Thank you. Moving on. So the more important takeaway is he disguised gambling as buying soap.
Right.
You're playing lottery, high stakes lottery, throwing $40, $50 at the chance of winning $100, and you're not realizing you're gambling. So even if you're like some kind of Mormon desert vagina anti-gambling nun, you'd still be playing this because everyone needs soap. And
right.
Soap is so
innocent
innocent too. Yeah, it's so innocent.
Soap is so
It's
fucking
not.
innocent.
Well, this is, I mean, to make a fair comparison, it's kind of like American health insurance today. It's all about gambling, except there is no winning ever. The only winning,
you're betting you're going to get hurt or sick. You're
Right, exactly.
betting on you're getting hurt.
Right, I
or
bought
sick.
the
Right.
premium
So you-
thing. I'm just a sucker.
yeah, right. You have these choices. You could not get insured, or you can pay X amount of money for something that probably won't even happen to you. And then when you get cancer, you've won.
Yes! Yay!
It pays for it.
Yay me!
It doesn't. It barely
I
pays
win.
for it, Mike. It's very sad, actually. You know,
Yeah,
a lot of those
it is pretty
GoFundMes you
fucked
see,
up,
they're like,
yeah.
"Oh, we don't cover that. You've been paying $700 a month for basically
Yeah.
nothing, so we can rub our dicks in underage women in Epstein's Island." That's what this goes to. The ultra elite
Ain't a
that
damn
have just
shame.
sucking, destroying, making gambling normalized.
Well, fuck.
So it's not gambling, it's just buying soap. And if you win 20 or $50 on top of that, it's fucking Christian approved gravy. You know what I mean? So this is how he takes money from people that are just like, I never gamble. He's
Right.
that good of a con man
Wow.
where he can extract money from those type of stool pigeons as well.
Oh, Cody, I must interject here really quickly.
Mhm.
If you want to hear us younger, go to the P.T. Barnum episode, who his family used to run lotteries when lotteries weren't made illegal.
Uh-huh.
And then they all have to be state approved, which is just a form of oppression, but that's not here or there.
Okay.
But the Barnums, yeah, no, it's true. There used to be private lotteries and jackpots and all that shit all the time, and that's how the Barnum family made their money. And then the state came in and said, "You can't do that because we want that money."
Yeah,
Yes.
well,
Yes.
I mean, so going back to
crazy.
scam and mooks on soap, there's actually a company nowadays, Yankee Candle,
Yeah.
scamming people with candles.
What do you mean? They smell good though.
They do smell
I
good.
love smelling
Yeah.
those things, but not buying
Yankee
them.
Candles, Yankee Candles are worse.
Why? What's the alternative? Is it something that you would have never thought of before you moved to Portland, home of the
Dude,
free?
It's the artisanal bespoke candle, please. I can't even name any names because it's like, I just met a guy in the street selling me a candle.
A fellow named
Oh.
Dan with no teeth gave me a candle that it probably was made in a Four Loko can, and some candles from his own grandmother's collection. Because back in the 60s, people didn't burn candles. They just had them up as decoration. They used to save them. There's something precious. Oh, I have a candle. How nice. It smells like vanilla. Welcome to my home. And then 35 years later, Dan goes, I need to make some rent money, also known as meth money.
Yeah.
Travis, would you please buy this for me and talk shit about Yankee Candle on your podcast?
Yeah. Well, Tom, you hit the nail on the dickhead. Cody, what about more soap?
Well, I just wanted to like ask you guys how would you play this game if there were 3 soap bars left and you knew there was $100 bill in one of them? What would your max bid be?
Oh, back then, if I'm in the 1800s, I'd be like, for that fucking soap,
Soap, some dollars, perhaps.
you $2.
$2
That's
would
a
be
lot
your
of money
max
back
bid.
Yeah.
You for a 1 in 3 shot at winning $100, you'd only kick in $2.
I probably wouldn't have much money back then. I don't know. It's fucking hard
Well, Mike,
times.
just-
Yeah, we barely have money now.
Yeah.
I think that's a
I
good
don't
way
know,
of phrasing it, Mike. They're being realistic.
I'd be like, fuck, I gotta fucking rent and shit.
God damn it! I'm trying to like be entertaining, and Mike is like, "Yo, $2."
Why are you
Mike's
reasonable
like,
now? Why
Yeah.
did you decide to be reasonable?
Mike, you're like the most boring person to bring to a fucking
What do you
casino.
mean?
I don't know.
Waste
What are
some
the
money.
benefits? What are the benefits putting down on red? Do I get any pennies?
Cody, here, I'll entertain this.
Yeah.
I'm putting my life savings.
That's too much. You've done the opposite of Mike.
I don't have that much money. Let's say I have $97. So I'm looking to make a $3 profit.
That's not a $3 profit. It's a shot at a $3 profit. mind
That's
you.
what I don't know how odds are. I've seen the walnut under the pea before. I get it.
Well, if you're on the math side of things, like the logical top bet should be $33
Right.
because it's divided by 3.
Which is
But-
soap.
It's just there's soap with a
Yeah,
payday
true. Yeah, you could have
involved.
payday.
but like I'm not a gambler, so like I top out at like $20. I feel.
There's all that.
Travis.
How much soap does he have around it again? Isn't it a lot? It's like a shit ton of soap.
No, right now he's only got 3 bars left.
Oh, 3 bars.
You missed a
left?
huge
Oh,
3
sorry.
bars, Mike.
Yeah,
Sorry.
3 bars. So you have a 1 in
Tea
3
break,
shot
I
of
fucked me
winning
up.
the Benjamin, and you're like, how much money are you gonna throw down in auction mode?
So Cody, you're using math. I'm gonna go ahead and use science.
Go
for this
ahead.
approach.
It's kind of the same thing.
No, it's different, dude. So first of all, I'd strap like a $20 bill to a cat, and then I just have it see what soap bar walked towards.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm assuming this soap smells like old shrimp or something. It's the Wild West.
Fine.
Wild West.
But all 3 of them smell like shrimp.
Yeah.
Maybe one doesn't smell as good. Maybe one smells even more shrimpy because it's been in a whore's vagina. And that's the one I'm going to bid on
There
my
you
$20
go.
on.
Travis Lee paying a cat to pick a soap bar.
Yeah. Dude, it's science, dude.
I like that,
I'm-
Travis. That's smart.
Basically, they need to send me to Mars first.
You hear that,
All right.
Elon?
So that's why he's called Soapy, because he's that type of soap salesman.
Good.
So-
And I'm sure there were plenty of Travises at the time.
Which is why
What are
he
you
made
trying to say?
fortune.
That people were really intelligent back in the 19th century?
What I'm trying to say is that
Wow.
I'm not that intelligent of a person. I am not. But I could see as plain as day that your cat scheme might have a couple holes in it.
I don't know about that. I have a team of hardworking men somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Now we know. Listeners, if you have an idea of how to oust Travis or get that $100 soap, please write in to roastmortemcast@gmail.com
Yeah.
and give us a big old dick pic.
Yeah, Mike, go through those.
Can't wait.
So come 1879, Soapy decided to move shop and prey upon the good folks of Denver, Colorado. Denver was experiencing a population surge and was fertile ground for Soapy's fucky schemes to flourish.
1879, Coors had just opened right around the corner in Golden. Probably
Look at
drinking
that.
that Golden Coors.
Ooh,
Good stuff.
very tasty. Very tasty.
You wouldn't know about that, would you, Mike?
Has anyone caught on yet? Like, has anyone been like, yo, like,
Some people caught on. He was arrested once for the soap racket, but the arresting officer was an idiot and couldn't remember Soapy's first name and filled the police report out. It just said Soapy Smith, and that's
Oh,
how his
shit.
name stuck because the arresting officer was an idiot and Soapy wouldn't tell him his name.
Oh, man.
jeez.
Let him go. Let him go.
Soapy. He's
Yeah,
Soapy now.
Free Soapy. That's what I'm going to say for the rest of this podcast. But he's been freed already. But I was there. I was hashtagging it with the kids. I was TikToking it.
Down with the youth.
Let's go.
So Soapy began offering employment to more than just crowd plants. He'd hire some enforcers so he wouldn't have to, deal with those people who were like, "You're a cheat. Give me my money back."
Right.
So he started hiring his own goons.
Are you talking about he's wrangling up a posse?
Yeah, you could say that, Travis. That's a valid word to use here.
Were they insane? Were they entertainers that wear face paint?
Stop it.
Wow. Wow.
Tom took his glasses off.
He did.
I'm just happy. That's all. Cody, let's go. Let's go.
So
this is a great episode. I really enjoyed this gentleman.
He's got hired goons, and when you have hired goons when you have muscle on your payroll, it doesn't make sense to not shake down people for protection money. You know what I mean? Just like, oh yeah, go ahead, go do that.
Yeah.
Go out, go do that. He would also hire storefront owners to host backroom card games, and of course, those weren't fair, or those were probably crooked games in the back rooms of the saloons and shit. And he would also hire whores to gather extortion material on them Denver VIPs.
That's what I'm talking about. Business women of the West.
Mm-hmm.
Equality. I love equality.
It's important.
Huge fan. Despite several of my statements made on this podcast, I love equality.
Mm-hmm. Wow, you're really 180ing now that you're not busy with work, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm just having a good time. I just popped like a pimple of stress, and now everything's free game. Put me in the sun. Let me bake out for you.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today.
Soapy had roughly 100 henchmen on his payroll.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
Ranging from goons to whores to fucking shop owners. And before you know it, Bob's the word, mom's your uncle. The Denver organized crime ring had Soapy as the kingpin. He's like, he's in there. He's the ringleader. And, he does the kingpin thing. He adopts this facade of philanthropist to, duck out of suspicion. So, he throws some money to charities and public works. And he's like, oh, look, you can't arrest me. I fed that orphan once.
Right. Yeah. It's the Warren Buffett move. For some reason, we still like that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a bunch of people our age from Long Island that have all moved to Denver. And I'm trying to figure out if it's because they like soap. Is it because they like fish?
Whores.
Is it because they like whores? Is it because they like weed?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Weed.
Yeah.
Or maybe they like the hit series South Park. Or maybe they love Columbine. I don't know who loves Columbine, but maybe they do.
There are some sick people out there.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that want to fuck Ted Bundy.
Well,
really?
he was handsome, and he looked like he had a thrusting hip set. So, killing aside,
normal,
I think people feel protected now because they feel like they're okay to be that game because everything they do is public. Like, I'm on Instagram all the time. If you don't see me in 6 hours, I got fucked by a serial killer to death.
I mean, that's what Instagram is for, letting people know.
Right.
You're alive still, yeah.
Inherently fairly useless people that are just looking for attention. No offense, Instagram, but that's you know it. You already know it. And so if you get fucked to death by a serial killer in a turtleneck, then you're on the news.
Wait, is he wearing the turtleneck or am I wearing the turtleneck?
It's
important.
Both, actually.
That's just unchristian.
It is, especially if it's on a corduroy couch.
Yeah. I was going to
gross.
say, so what's the allure of Denver? What is it? Is it just
Corduroy
soap?
couches.
Corduroy couches and turtlenecks?
Yeah. Land of corduroy couches, Denver, Colorado. Never been there in my life, but I'm saying it. I'll never take it back. Let's just go that far.
How hard would it be to get cum off of a corduroy couch?
Oh god,
Dude, it goes in those grooves, man. That's fucking
It's
not
a part of
coming
the
out. It's
couch
like
now.
trying to,
Dude, they're almost West Coast, so they're like, what's the point of removing it? Wabi Sabi, dude. We're right near Japan.
It's the way of life.
How that works, yeah.
Dude, we're so close to the like sky, like God deity. Like I don't, it's not God, but like it's something. We're so close to it. It's the Rockies, man.
Better come on
Taste
this
it.
couch.
Come on this couch.
So before you know it, Soapy had key members of the police force, the courts, and the politician ring all sitting pretty in his pocket.
Sheesh.
So his swindling goons could operate without fear of legal troubles. Just nothing stopping them. Like there might be one or two cops, politicians, and judges on the up and up, but any resistance would be futile,
Right.
Because he was so entrenched with the legal system.
Bill de Blasio
18
would have loved this guy.
Oh yeah, Soapy died and then got reincarnated as de Blasio.
I'm believing that more and more, even though I just thought of it, and more doesn't make sense because it's just been a few seconds.
You think fast.
I do,
noticed.
actually.
Best brain.
Well, smooth sometimes. Not perfect.
It's smooth, so it thinks fast.
Yeah.
That's
Am
how it
I-
works, right, Mike?
am I
Slides right in the thought.
Yeah. Am I gentrifying New York? No way. Look at my son.
He's Chinese,
Yes.
maybe.
My daughter's an Antifa. She knows how to make New York equal for everybody.
Very good. In 1888, Soapy opened his own gambling house instead of relying on shopkeepers' back rooms. The establishment was christened the Tivoli Club, and it was a nice, big, ornate place, very expensive looking. And just before you go in the foyer, it says above the doors in big old fancy letters, "Caveat emptor," aka "buyer beware" in Latin. So he's being honest about being dishonest if you're educated.
Right, if you can read
know a little
Latin.
Yeah, honey, what does that say up there? Is that Chinese? What did that say?
Oh.
Come here.
No, I think,
Invictus. I don't even know.
Caveat. It means they got caviar inside, honey. I think you should go in. You could probably win us a new wagon or two.
Wait, is caviar type of that Eastern sushi?
I believe, yes, it is. What they would call San Francisco pool balls.
San Francisco tiny sandwiches.
Yes, they're very
Very good,
good,
sir.
made with fried fish and burger buns, McOlays. Okay,
Ooh.
I gotta
I
try
love
one.
I love how they put the leaves around the grits.
well, the fries are soggy, so let's go in before you get soggy.
Fuck have you been two talking about? I have not been able to piece this together. Have you, Mike?
Yeah,
Tom and I
they're
are-
two fucking Southern boys.
Well, no, I'm
Tom-
a sweet husband,
No.
lady.
Oh, you're a sweet
No,
lady. I think
Tom
you're a
and I are
Southern
gonna
boy.
Tom and I are gonna meet in the middle. We're gonna move to Denver and open up a sushi joint, a real sushi joint.
Yeah, we're
I
gonna
love
use all the finest ingredients, leftover Popeye's dinners.
Pork rinds.
You know what's nice about those places that give you the boxes? When you fish them out of the trash as a homeless person, you don't have to worry about other things leaking on it because it's in a box.
That's true.
Well, Tom, also, if you want to be attractive to the eco-friendly people, you just call that upcycling.
Upcycling,
Wow.
yes.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Upcycle.
I'll use
Upcycled sushi. That's the name of our place.
That's bad.
all you can eat. Really, just we'll take any credit. It's fine.
It's recycled.
It's one of those businesses where we're trying to be in the red because we figured out something with our accountant. But anyway, let's continue.
Yeah.
So it said caveat emptor, and some people might be thinking, oh, that's not a great move. Having a disclaimer that your gambling hall is slightly crooked. It says buyer beware before you get into the gambling hall. So is this a good move? Yes, it is. Because the academic eggheads see that and are like, nope, I'm fucking out. And the brainy people are harder to scam and harder to... So he's like tailoring his trap, aka his crooked gambling parlor, so it only takes in
Dumb
the
people?
dumb skis,
Well, and
which
also,
are easier to scam.
yeah, like smart people are going to snitch on you. Like
Yes, that too.
this establishment is crooked.
Right.
Yeah, they'll figure
It's-
it out and shit.
Yes, it's tailoring your trap, which is ingenious. It's who mentioned it earlier of like the Nigerian prince email.
That was me. Definitely something I didn't fall for, but yeah, me.
Yes, and one of the reasons you might have not fallen for it is because those emails are riddled with grammatical errors that
Yeah.
don't make much sense. But if you don't know your grammar, you're probably not schooled and you'll probably bite for it. But if you see it, you if you're sly to the ways of lexicon, you might be like, this isn't legitimate. There's 6 spelling errors in the first 2 sentences.
I think that's a really good point. You're going to see these red flags.
Yes,
I'll
if you're
be
smart.
transparent. I didn't see any red flags, but I didn't have a Discover card at the time.
Okay, good for you.
My Diners Club is expired. Sorry, Nigerian.
I never thought I needed one of those. I was operating on prepaid visas.
I love those.
Yeah, I wanted to seem legitimate to AT&T when I came up late with my payments, but I also I wasn't an idiot enough to get the Discover card. Anyway, continue.
Along with CD gambling parlor, Soapy established faux stock exchanges.
Damn.
Where a customer would waddle in, ask to buy shares. A clerk would take the money and do that meme from South Park. And it's gone.
Oh,
It's just gone.
Cody, I
Where'd
want to
my
flip.
money
I want to
go?
flip. I want to
Nowhere.
flip this on you. Would you get stocks from a casino?
It's not a casino. It's next door
separate
to
business, of course.
All right.
Separate
Oh,
business.
okay.
They
So
share
you go
the
in
same
there.
safe.
Yeah, you go in there and you're just like, give me 800 shares of Bad Dragon. And the clerk would be like, they just went bankrupt after he takes your burlap sack of money.
Oh my God, we're going to save the post office and send you a letter saying that you have nothing.
It's gone.
Oh my God.
And it's gone.
During this conversation, my Bitcoin has lost a lot of money. I'm very upset at the moment, guys.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well,
Wow,
I was
Bitcoin.
just gonna say. If anyone from Bad Dragon's listening, which I know you are, please go public. I would love to invest. It's a great investment. Timeless.
Love how you know they're not public yet, because you must have at one point checked. I just assumed they were public.
Here's what you do, Travis. You know the silicone supplier is public. You find out who's supplying
Wow.
them, and then you go there.
Wow.
That's
what
how
a
you play
fucking
this-
move from Tom Saltman.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I am no genius at the stock market, but I'm a
God.
tactile man. And I like
Wow.
to imagine that the things that I see people inserting themselves with are made from distributors' goods in a way. Like, come on. The internet needs props. Invest in those props.
Mm-hmm.
I'll shut up
Wow.
now.
No, that was
No,
that was
that was-
incredibly
that was nice,
sound financial advice.
That was Tom's Imagine Dragon stocks.
Imagine
you-
Dragon stocks. Yes, please
Yeah.
invest in me. I'm an ETF. I invest in all kinds of silicon suppliers. I'm going to go public this week. I'm starting the trading off. My market cap is, I'm going to assume, around 26 billion, but that's all right. Don't be intimidated by that number. I'm starting low. Okay. You're going to see
He'll
a
get
dip.
you in there.
You're going to see a dip
He'll
initially.
squeeze you
Don't
in there.
panic. Don't panic for at least 6 months, or at least the amount of time that it takes me to get to Alaska.
Capish?
Wow.
You're in Alaska?
Future predicting.
Getting there.
Future predicting,
Man,
Tom.
this could be
Our
rough.
journey will take us to Alaska eventually.
Yes, we'll be broadcasting from Alaska, just like John McAfee.
I always wanted to go there.
I don't, but I know that a lot of law enforcement doesn't as well. So that's why I would go there. Anyway,
Yeah.
Cody, let's get back to the story. Mike, I know you've been running your gab this entire episode.
What do you mean?
Fucking asshole.
I can't get you to shut up. Cody's trying to
Can't-
talk.
Sorry.
I can't get a word in, dude.
It's ridiculous.
I'll back up. I'll put the mic.
I know
Mike.
it's been 3 weeks since you've been on a show, and you're trying to let out more words than usual.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Trying out more words than usual.
I've been practicing my words for 3 weeks.
I think you've been doing well, but you need to tone it down, buddy. All right, Mr. Frontside Flip.
Sorry.
Oh, that's a new one.
And Soapy, with much less subtlety, opened fake lottery organizations and shops. So much like the stock exchange, you just go in there, you'd pick your lots, you'd pick your numbers, and then wait for the drawing, and then go back in there and be like, hey, did I win? And the clerk would be like, what number did you get? Yeah, not that one. You didn't get it.
It's just fucking quick pick.
Play again. Yeah, but sometimes you win quick pick and the numbers don't change.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you know what I mean? Between customers.
Right.
So he'd be like, oh, you fucked up, and those, whatever your numbers were, they didn't come up. Try again next time. And amidst these schemes, Soapy, gets a little comfortable, gets lucrative in the bank, and marries a nice lady named Mary Noonan. And they have a few children together. And Soapy was one of those husband fathers that was like, you never ask me what I do for a living. Do you understand that? I know you're my wife. I know you're my son. But you never ask Daddy Soapy what he does for a living.
Was he
better that
ashamed?
way.
Sorry.
No,
Sorry
you
to
go,
interrupt.
Mike. Get it out. Get it out.
Was he ashamed?
Words,
Was he
Mike.
ashamed?
He's not ashamed. He just wants to keep his family
Separate.
over there and
Yeah.
keep his seedy criminal business over there.
I think that's a better approach to fatherhood in general, because no kid wants to know what their dad does. They think they want to know, but then as soon as they know, it's your dad he's lost his mysticism. Like, for example, a good friend of ours, I won't name him on the show, his dad does something, okay? That's the best I know. And the man wears all black, and he smokes very light cigarettes. And
he's got the tear
I have
tattoos.
no clue what he does.
Yeah, no clue what that man does. He's always
Coolest
been a
dad.
mystery. As soon
But
as
he's the coolest dad.
listen, my dad's great. I love my dad, but you know what? I don't want to know about what he does. Firstly, I know what he does because I used to work with him.
You
Secondly,
think you know what he does.
Yeah, well, maybe he does something else. But at the same time, me and my dad we're like friendly now. You should never be friends with your dad.
No, if you're friends with your dad, go piss him off right now.
My dad should come down here right now because we're broadcasting live. He should come down here right now and beat me up for talking about him. But I know he won't do it because I know what he does for a living. That's what I'm saying.
There you go. So Soapy, as a family man, was like, you never ask me about my business. And unto his business associates, he would threaten them with violence. He's like, hey, you never ask me about my goddamn family. So he did his best to compartmentalize and keep them separate. However, one fateful day, a columnist of the Rocky Mountain News once briefly mentioned Soapy had a wife and kids. And Soapy took a little trip down to the paper headquarters and split that fucker's head open without saying too many words.
Oh, all right. So
Oh,
he
that's
treated him like his son as well.
Yeah. So the guy lived.
Is that the invention of the Rocky Mountain oyster? It actually wasn't bull testicles. It was a news reporter's gray matter.
The news reporter lived with a fractured skull, but because Soapy had police force, judges, and politicians in his pocket, Soapy got off clean. Pun intended.
Damn.
He's a clean man. Yeah. I mean,
soaped.
He's got it fucking
Smashed a dude's skull
down
open.
pat.
Got off clean.
and now you have a BuzzFeed writer who's writing all of his words backwards. And they're like, well, it's just as good. We'll publish it.
Just as many people read it.
Yep.
Dude, his parents are loaded. He went to NYU. He knows what he's talking about.
There you go. Eventually, a wave of anti-corruption and anti-gambling reform washed over Denver. The crooked heads of police and legislation were ousted, and Soapy's first criminal empire, out of 3, crumbled. So, like, womp. Like, yeah, you paid off the right people, but once those people are fired, you're kind of out of luck.
Okay.
But whatever. Yeah. It's fucking the late 1800s. Legal infrastructure didn't work. You just got to move a few towns over and do it again.
Love that.
So now it's
easy.
Creed, Colorado, 1892. He packs up shop, sets it back up in Creed, Colorado. Soapy coveted the business fronts on Creed's main road.
Main road in town. He moved to a town called like Rocky 5.
Creed, very good, sir. There's an E at the end of it, though.
Oh, same thing. It's all right. It's Human Soap. That's the name of this next album.
Human
Soap.
That's pretty bad.
So many Creed jokes.
Well, we just entered Creed. I don't mean to sound too internet-y, but it is low-hanging fruit. So let's go. Let's make this happen.
Cody, did the townspeople take him in with arms wide open?
Not initially. The townsfolk needed some convincing to let Soapy monopolize the main street. And Soapy did this ingenious maneuver of importing some fine-ass Denver prostitutes into Creed.
Oh, sick.
And
that's how you get it done.
These ladies went out and charmed the main street business owners into relinquishing their storefront rights to Soapy.
Oh, it's funny that he's bringing all these prostitutes into Creed, and I actually know a pretty close story to myself where the guy from Creed was in a prostitute.
Didn't you say that on?
Yeah.
Didn't you say that on Patreon?
Yeah. Also shout out to Brown Panther on I think he's on Instagram. He's one of our Patreon dudes, a longtime listener. I shot him the first half of the story because he asked me. I think
He asked.
okay.
We indulge when you ask.
right.
Yeah.
And I forgot to send him the second half, but I think I was talking about it on one of the Drawing with Toms on the Patreon. So if you want to hear a really ridiculous story about Scott Stapp from Creed and my firsthand experience with him, and no, it was not just a brush; it was a full on studio experience. I got to see a lot of that man. Check it out.
There you go.
With all
Sorry I
but
do that, Tom.
over.
Sorry, you had to hang out with that.
Well, luckily I wasn't the guy the next day at work who got to see his butt ass naked.
Jeez.
All right. So
Working
Cody,
with Tom.
he's in Scott Stappville.
He's in Creed. Yes, and he just monopolized the main street because he has a armada of horrors at his disposal. Soapy would shake down the current and future business owners on the main road for protection money and the occasional favor. Whilst in Creed, Soapy presumably got hammered one day and purchased a petrified human mummy.
What the
Shit
fuck?
happens, I guess.
Why
Well,
not?
You know,
Yeah.
you ever get drunk on Amazon, Mike, and just, there's
No,
a mummy
that's true.
at your doorstep.
It's fucking addicting, that shit.
But Travis, I'm sorry to be such a filing cabinet, but when we did that episode with the really strong guy who was in Egypt, what was his name again?
Belzoni.
Belzoni,
Belzoni.
yeah. Didn't he used to ship those over to the States and to England? They were like these
Yeah.
sharks in formaldehyde to 1990s Caribbean tourists.
Yeah, back in the 19th century, Belzoni was pretty much the hot chick on Instagram that does taxidermy.
Right.
Ah.
So these are connected there and there only. So I give you the floor again.
I just understood why, like, only recently I understood why mummy powder was so coveted. I understood, like, you grind up mummies and people want to pay money for it. I realized why they want it, or
Why?
what they want it for. Because they see the mummy intact for thousands of years and think if they do a line of pulverized mummy, they'll have that same,
Life.
like, superhuman power to shrug off the time.
I gotta do that.
To once again maintain the erection that they did in their 17s
That too.
and
that too.
18s. They want to be
Nah,
able
dude.
to put that in their body as a 50-year-old educated man. That's what they want to do.
No,
Yeah.
that is just some fucking cool ass gothy shit of like, I just snorted a dead person.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, but it sounds interesting though.
Yeah, right,
Yes.
Mike. That's what you're going for.
We
dude.
are getting into very gothy territory tonight, even though this is about con men. We just talked about the mummy snorting and then Applebee's before, where you can find a lot of
Applebee's.
goths as they don't,
Yep.
they're not very financially stable. So after 10 o'clock, that's prime time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Endless appetites.
Mike. I also had to ask you, how much Rhino 69 did you take tonight?
Rhinos, I mean, never. Not yet. I'm just stocking up maybe for
Let's
future.
do a
Okay,
Patreon
all right,
where
cool.
Mike takes that junk and we just
No, we're still cousins. We're like,
We don't need to see the actual results. I just want Mike to take Rhino 69 and do
Why?
a review
I
about
don't-
it.
I don't-
we'll,
care
we'll do
for
like a
him.
round of we'll do like a round of trivia and Mike takes it halfway through
I
and we'll
took
see if
laxatives.
anything
I want the ones you can't read. Like you can't even like understand the right
All right,
it's
that's
like
even more dangerous.
yeah.
the ones with Goku and a barcode
Yeah.
over him.
Yeah. It's heavy.
You know
dude.
what we're
Okay,
talking
all right, all right. Cody.
I still care for this man.
No, gas station CBD. I'd probably spend the money on.
Okay,
That's it.
let's stop there. I don't want to get
All
into
right.
detail. I just don't want to hear it from my mom, who is his aunt.
upstairs. So he buys this goddamn petrified abomination unto the Lord. He's drunk and he looks at the mummy and he's like, I'm going to call you McGinty. And that's the name of this petrified human remains.
Irish mummy.
Yeah, it's McGinty. And he takes McGinty and he throws him in a fucking business front that he got with a whore's help and, curates a museum that's centered around this dried McGinty fellow.
Hey, he's
Do you
giving
think
back.
that horror rode McGinty?
What? Say that again, Travis.
Do you think that horror rode McGinty? Like in a
don't
PR
know.
stunt. Like not saying like actual dead person dick, just like
Just straddle the mummy.
See him again.
Come see McGinty. Perhaps history will never know.
I think so. Tom looks disgusted, but I think so.
I am, because I'm just imagining a really an even bigger Sarah J type figure trying to make some quick change out there, exposing all the goods and all the corn-fed porn star of the future that she is on top of a mummy, and everyone's going, well, I don't know anything else, so this is amazing.
See, I'm just seeing fan porn of the Slim Jim guy from the old commercials.
Oh, Wayne Static, yes.
Yeah.
So he buys McGinty, sets a museum up around McGinty, and he charges a dime for admission to this museum.
Oh, that's not bad.
There you go, Mike. And you might be wondering, where's the con? He's a con artist.
Yeah, right.
Well, the thing is, the museum had it was so full and so small that people had to wait in line into this museum. And our boy Soapy sicked a fleet of thimble rig and 3-card Monty dealers to entertain people in the line while they were waiting to see McGinty and other assorted curios.
That's great.
So it's like Soapy's Believe It or Not.
Oh, like
Yes,
amusement park.
Right. Yes, very good, Travis. Soapy's Believe It or Not. It would be designed so you had to wait outside. The line would wrap around the building, and museum staff would come out and entertain you by gambling games. But it's one of those tricks, again, where you didn't go out gambling. You went out to a museum. That's what you can tell your wife when you get back home. It's
right.
Like, I wasn't gambling. I was at a museum, honey.
Honey, I had a few ciders.
It's true.
The European ciders with my fellow Jacob, and we decided to get a stew and see one of them mummies from Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that being in Creed, being inside Creed, and it is in the middle of the summer, the summertime, and you're drinking cider, so you're getting stung by 100 bees at least. There's no
Dude, my stomach still hurts.
There's no amount of soap that's gonna wash those stings off of you. Now you're there on a line. Well, maybe I can make this up somehow. My luck's gotta turn up after getting attacked by 100 bees. I want to go see what a porn star looks like in an Iron Maiden. I could just make eye contact, but I can imagine the nipples. I'll wait online. Oh, a little grifting here and there? Absolutely. Might be able to pay rent. Might be able to make this day work. I'm broke now. Now I need to leave town with bees. This is the best thing ever. I love this guy, Cody.
I was just gonna say this is the best dude.
You're gonna love how this guy dies. All fucking three of you are gonna love how this guy meets his end.
I do like a good death.
Yeah,
I guarantee.
I'm imagining fucking Will Smith or Bruce Willis going up to fucking save the Earth from a fucking asteroid.
Yeah, dude, that's great. And also, you're very far from the truth because asteroids weren't invented till the 1970s.
Very true, Tom. Very true, Tom.
Yeah,
Carl Sagan invented them. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Really?
Fuck Carl Sagan.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I mean, the Earth wouldn't be destroyed if not for Carl Sagan smoking his weed, saying asteroids, inventing them.
Oh, acid's fine. You should do that.
It is.
Oh, I didn't die of cancer or anything like that. I'm not. Whatever. I'm not going to point fingers. I know it's a.
This is not the Carl Sagan episode.
Right. Okay. So let's go back into this, Cody. Please take me away. Huge shout out to Joey from South Carolina for sending me these beers. Oh,
yeah, they were
shit.
good.
I'm having a blast right now. I don't know if you
go.
people at home can tell, but I am cranking.
You're gonna like this next part, Tom.
I'm gonna hate hearing this later.
No, you're gonna love this. Back in Denver, they had to turn over. They got rid of all the corruption, but so you have this non-crooked police force and these non-crooked legislators, and they realize the economy's gone to shit without Soapy. And they ask Soapy to come back because the economy sucks without him.
Jeez.
Dude, I would be like, suck a big fat dick. I'm in fucking human clay right now.
Oh, God.
I am not coming back to Denver.
Well, Soapy disagreed with you, Travis. Like that red flag ex-girlfriend, Denver reached out to Soapy and pleaded for him to bring his unique brand of sleaze back to Denver. And this is absolutely astounding to me because we've roasted many a criminal kingpin, but this is the first one ever where a major U.S. city was just like, please come back and ruin me, daddy.
Imagine how long this took, too, because you just said these were legitimate politicians and police force, and they're writing letters. So even if it was the town was 4 miles away, this is a long time where it's like, hey, excuse me, Dr. Mr. Soap.
Yes.
Mr. Soap, please come back and clean the town. Wink, wink. Literally writing asterisk, wink, wink,
wink,
and then
wink.
Him not getting it. So back and forth for months, I'm imagining. Come on, back to town. We will pay you
we will pay you 400 roses if you come back to town.
Oh,
yeah. And he's just like, I'm allergic to bees. They and that's where bees go. Flowers. I don't know anything about botany. Cody.
Tom, I love this conspiracy we're building about America.
It's all about bees.
Hey, you guys got me fucked up
it's
right
all
now.
bees, dude.
Travis.
Why the coronavirus happened in bees?
How long have we known
I
each
got
other?
stung in the stomach by a bee.
Travis, we've known each other for what, 20 years now?
Yeah, probably.
When have either of us said something nice about bees to each other?
Tom, I remember fucking strapping them bees up in your backyard and be like, these are our bitches. Now bees sting me.
Yeah.
Joke's on me. Illuminati.
Yeah.
Well, all right, so let's retaliate. You know, they get their time in the sun. We go back. Also, another thing we should go back to is the episode, because this is
okay.
This is terrible.
Yeah.
Soapy did just that. He moved back into Denver and reestablished his criminal empire without any resistance. Except there was one head honcho, the mayor. The mayor of Denver was fresh on a win streak of elections because he crusaded on a anti-gambling, anti-corruption platform. So he, of course, doesn't like the fact that Soapy's back in town doing shit. So said mayor, his last name was Waite. I don't know what his first name was. Maybe Tom. The mayor pulled mayoral strings and fired a handful of people that asked Soapy back. And these government officials were in Soapy's pocket because they invited him back. So they took money from Soapy.
Of course.
And they were fired. However, this is 1894, and if someone fired you, you could just refuse.
It's true.
Nah.
No,
God.
I'm still working for you. Fuck off.
My attorney, Mr. Colt, says no, I'm not fired.
He'll fire something.
That is a great argument. I never thought of that, but that's a great argument for anti-unionization. Where
someone fires you, just refuse.
Well, yeah, I don't need a union. I have a gun I purchased. Give me health care. I would say please, but I don't need to.
The union is you and your gun at that point.
Union.
Yes, making a union with a machine, something that's smarter than you.
Yeah.
These corrupt officials did just that, refused to be fired as they barricaded themselves in Denver City Hall.
I'm sure they couldn't receive their paychecks either.
Well, and they refused to relinquish their job titles. These officials reached out to Soapy and asked for backup. Soapy appeared in person with provisions, rifles, and a crate of dynamite.
Wow.
All prepared to endure the siege of City Hall.
Holy shit.
This is called the Denver City Hall War. Soapy and his cronies were presumably like, you won't take us alive, fuckers. However, the mayor was like, I don't need you alive to fire you. It's actually easier if you're dead to fire you.
Right. Because then that last check that I owe you, I get to keep it. I get to buy tiles for my hot tub that I've been making out of Iroquois people.
Wow.
I'm melting them down.
I'm just trying to relate this back to Mike here, who looks flabbergasted.
Yes.
You okay?
I imagine if Tony Hawk was coming to town, right? And he was like, and your boss is like, dude, you need to do like 8 frontside flips. but then, because like Tony Hawk's gonna be there, you got to show off. But then your boss is like, wait a minute, I could just make Mike into a human puppet and pretend he's doing frontside flips for Tony Hawk, but he's actually dead.
Right.
So
okay,
I'm
Travis,
dead the whole time.
You're dead the whole time.
All
So
right.
Travis, I love this idea, but what is the purpose?
I'm just trying to relate to the youth.
Okay,
I'll-
because I really
I'll
do
follow
like
it.
everything you said.
Do you feel related, Mike?
Yeah, I relate to this
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
because I
Cool.
always
I'm gonna put.
I'm always attracted to gambling, but I'm scared of it at the same time.
You should never gamble ever, Mike. You know
Yeah.
why? Because you're poor, like me.
Yeah, so
We're from
that's
the
why
same
I never
family.
do it because I'm like I need this. I'm like,
North
fuck.
Shore, Long Island is a caste system.
Yeah.
So and South Shore is a
No,
different
no,
caste
no.
system. Yes.
No, I just like I feel like I just lose all my
Mike,
money.
Yeah.
If you're gonna
Something
start
like that.
gambling, Mike, you got to get two things. You got to get the Janko genes, so you know
Oh,
that
yeah.
people know you have extra cash in your fucking pocket.
Why else?
Then
would
you need to
wear
get
that?
the wallet chain, so
No one
they
steals
know
it.
that money is not.
Right. You have
leaving
your
your
you have
person
your
staying.
hip on it.
Yeah.
You're you might be dumb from the shoulders up, as you mentioned earlier, but your hips very in tune with what's going on.
Yeah.
So
Your
Very
that's
hips,
intelligent.
your hips do
Hips
not
don't
lie.
Yeah,
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
Whoa.
We went to a casino one time, me and you though, and I did
didn't-
win money.
I went to bed.
Oh wait,
You
I was
were-
with Steve,
You were with
my friend
yes.
Steve,
And Steve watched you make money and then
and I
laughed at you.
and I lost the money.
Yes.
right away.
Yes.
So I was like,
You
wow.
won and then lost money.
And you know what? This lady was
So
like,
you didn't make money, you lost money.
This lady next to me was like, "You won," and she fucking like went over to my machine after I got up. She like thought like my shit was like lucky or some shit.
I'm sure she has a hell of a retirement plan, that
Yeah.
lady.
It was $100, and then I lost all of it right away.
You know what? You deserve that.
Wow. Yeah.
And as much as I always want you to do well because we're related, I don't.
I was so close to winning more money, which is the fucked up part. That's like it makes draws you in.
Isn't it?
Fuck.
Isn't it? I'd rather you lose 100 than 1,000.
Yeah, it's true.
And every time I say that, if that backfires, I'd rather you lose 1,000 than 100,000.
I like dollar scratch offs. Those are the best.
Keep doing those, but not
Yeah.
too frequently.
Yeah, I do them like once a month.
Find it there. If you find yourself spending more than $50 on scratch offs,
No, never that.
Please
Always
find
dollar
help.
scratch off.
find help. Okay, find help. This is serious.
Find help at your
Dollar-
local
dollar-
dive bar.
Dollar scratch.
Find help
offs.
at your local dive bar with Quick Pick.
You can
There you
get based on the infrequency of our Patreon, you can get that same sensation. You might get
Wow.
a video that is worth fucking gold, or you might just get me and Mike talking about anime. So put your money there.
Yes,
I love
please.
it.
Cody,
Fuck,
well,
was-
keep
yeah,
going.
sorry.
Where are you?
Sorry, guys.
Oh yeah, the episode.
Joey's got me
So the-
fucked up right now.
So the mayor,
Thanks, Joey. I appreciate this. I feel really
love
good.
you, man. So the mayor intended to take no prisoners. With the help of the state militia, the mayor had positioned multiple artillery guns and Gatling guns on City Hall.
Whoa!
So this mayor is Mr. fucking Rambo.
Holy shit.
overkill.
And a standoff ensued, but no shots were ever fired. A legal team had been formed and assured the mayor if this fight was fought in the legal battlefield, it was 100% slam dunk. And the mayor withdrew the heavy weapons, and Soapy and company relinquished the city hall. The legal onslaught ensued, and the mayor won. So,
Wow.
little anticlimactic, but hey, Gatling guns. The
That's
mayor pulled
pretty
out
crazy.
Gatling guns on Soapy.
Well, you gotta show him. You know,
So, yeah. Soapy and his cronies were fired from their respective positions. And that is the end of the Denver criminal empire. But hey, like I said, 1800s, just go somewhere and do it again. No one's checking. So Soapy
It's kind of like the internet.
yes. And
Kind
that
of
it
like the
didn't
internet
exist.
now.
Yeah.
But I mean, your IP is being tracked. But like, you could still
can
go
hide
to a
it.
different site, sign
Yeah.
up.
Change it.
Yeah.
NordVPN.
NordVPN.
Yeah.
fuck that company. They had a whole bunch of leaks like last year or something.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And then that's why
I
you
don't
don't see them
care.
on YouTube anymore because they like
Oops.
oh, internet
Oops.
privacy. And then now it's like we're not anywhere because we spent all of our money on litigation to try to prove that we were doing the right thing, but we weren't the whole time.
Uh-oh. Womp womp. So Denver's gone. Let's go to Skagway. Where's Skagway? Alaska.
Dude.
Why is he going to Alaska? The Klondike Gold Rush is kicking off.
What would you do for a Klondike bar, Mike?
Still, oh man, I love Klondike bars.
Do you finger
What
a
would you do?
hobo?
You didn't answer the fucking
I don't
question.
know.
Would you finger a hobo
Finger a hobo?
or a Klondike
Do I
bar?
wear a glove when I do it? Do I have to do it
Yeah,
raw?
you could do.
It's
you
got to
could use a glove.
be. It's got to be
Lubed.
a poorly made glove from like Korea.
Does anyone
North
is
Korea.
anyone gonna know about it?
Well,
The
here,
guy who's handing you the Klondike bar. Yeah.
He's the only one that knows about it.
and the guy who's being fingered.
Can I put like a wall up between us, like a glory hole kind of thing, where I just put my
insert your finger? Would
my
you really
finger
trust
out?
that system?
I mean, at least I don't have to see it.
It's a
You might be
hobo.
putting your finger into something worse if there's a wall there. It might be a badger anus, Mike.
I mean, I don't know it.
That is the paradox of their brand slogan and that whole area.
Right.
What would you do for it? I don't know.
Finger a badger or a homeless person. Anyway, 1897, Alaska Skagway. Klondike Gold Rush is kicking off. Money was being made by simple folk, and you bet your ass Soapy wanted a piece of that action. Alaskans were slightly keen in the ways of gambling fuckery. As soon as Soapy started the 3-card Monty hustle, he was ousted. Like, it was an initial,
they knew.
haha, we know what you're doing, fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. He laid low in Missouri for a single year before coming back and starting it up again. So
Wait, he
it's
went all the
just
way
that-
back to Missouri?
Yeah,
to
maybe
lay low?
saying hi to his, in-laws or something.
I feel like that's a long hike, right? Like,
Yeah, well,
they were so angry he had to go to Missouri, not like Washington State. Or...
I don't know. I'm just reading the paper.
Yeah, imagine
man.
being so angry that you're willing to give up 1/108th of your life to just go
Yeah,
somewhere. Like, that's all I got left. Who cares?
I don't know. I hear they have McDonald's on the river there.
I have a point. I would give up more. I don't know what the point is. I'll figure it out. I'm just working on emotion at the moment.
Yeah, that is mad far thinking about it. Like back then, holy shit. That's a fucking hike.
I don't, dude. I Uber Eats currently
Yeah.
from places that are a 5-minute walk from my house.
Wow.
I do this all
That's
the
cool.
time because I know that could be a prime work time. Some idea could come to me. I'd rather just look in the backyard and watch blackbirds fly across the sky with those 5 minutes. If I'm walking and thinking about food, I know that's what my
You're not going to get those 5 minutes back.
I'll
ever.
never get them back. So kudos to him because the journey, you have to balance things, I suppose, and he balanced his way over to Missouri.
After a year of laying low in Missouri, our boy Soapy returns to Skagway and immediately begins greasing the locals' palms, putting important fucks in his pocket, and he immediately got back on his old shit. Seedy back room gambling parlors, crews of roaming crooked poker dealers, and, of course, the hired muscle. Soapy would change things up with a fake telegraph office, and I love this. You'd pay the clerk to tap out an outgoing message, but the office would never be wired up. So,
Oh, this is where blast beats originated. The guy just like,
he probably doesn't even know Morse. He's just doing shave and a haircut, like that.
They give him a bottle of whiskey, a visor, and some of those old-timey arm straps that those postmen used to wear.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Mhm.
Now, all you need to believe is that your wife knows that your children are dead. You only need to believe that she knows that.
Yep.
And that's what makes money.
also going back to Alexander Graham Bell. I mean, there's a lot of beep, beep, beeps need to be sent.
Yeah,
A
true.
lot of beeps. A
Big
lot
old
of beeps. So while you were expecting for a reply that would never come, Soapy made sure there was somebody also there waiting for a reply, but that person would have a deck of cards handy and be a gambling man.
Oh, jeez.
So there were, you know what I mean?
Double
It would be a
whammy.
hired dealer that would also be waiting for a reply that would take money from anyone else there that was bored.
This guy's a fucking genius.
Mm-hmm. So a few incidents involving dubious gamblings came back up, and the Skagway authorities again realized Soapy's fuckery is probably afoot, and he's operating the town in a very seedy way. So a watchdog committee was organized, and they called themselves the Committee of 101, being 101 members deep, and they were bent on making sure like scams weren't happening in Skagway, Alaska.
Were they trying to make a coat out of Dalmatians?
No, because
Okay, I was just checking because I mean
Yeah,
that might
it's
have
good.
been
It's a
another
good question.
American tradition.
it's a good question.
Yeah,
I love it. I love you
definitely a
for asking
tradition
it.
as well. So there we go. We're covering the American thing that I was talking about when we weren't rolling.
And Soapy, with his shitty one-upsmanship, was like, oh, yeah? I'm going to make my own club. And it was called the Law and Order Committee of 317. And this committee's job was to make sure the Committee of 101 was behaving. But the thing is, 317 was just a number pulled out of his ass, as Soapy barely had 50 people under his employ.
All caps, law and order, exclamation point. That's
Law
all
and
I need
order.
to say.
Cock wolf.
I like that. A miner named John Stewart had struck gold during
John
the Klondike.
Stewart?
John Stewart,
The Daily Show?
or the Green Lantern, whichever.
Wait,
It's spelled with an H. What?
nothing. I don't care for either of those things.
Yeah, I just saw it in your face. You had a question, and then just like, I don't care.
I was like, what? Wait, yes, you're right, Cody. I was gonna ask for clarification, but then I realized both of those things mean nothing to me.
John Stewart had struck gold during the height of the Klondike Gold Rush, a modern-day equivalent of $80,000.
Holy shit!
Woo! Wow, he could probably rent a apartment in Brooklyn for 6 months.
Yeah,
He had a
Yeah.
lot of ice cream.
that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Stewart came to town with a sack turgid of gold, and he wanted to celebrate getting a little too showy with his recent gold find. And before
Showy
you know
with
it,
a blowy.
See, if I
go.
eat half a pound of gold, I can come 30 times in a row. Watch.
Ah! And before you know it, Soapy had arranged for his henchmen to liberate John Stewart of his gold via a liberal application of booze and a few rounds of 3-card Monte.
Ah, smart.
So the duped and hungover John Stewart appealed to the aforementioned Committee of 101 for decisive action. Like, shitty man took my money. Shitty man took a lot of my money. Go get him.
Listen, guys, I was an embarrassment last night. Can you please help me erase my internet history?
There should
And
be
get my
there
gold
should
back.
be an app for that, like kind of like Tinder, but just like I did something wrong. Let me go on this app. It'll just 101 it.
Yeah,
I'm doing it.
101.
I'm
Let's
doing
start
it.
that app. I think that would be good. I think everyone
Yeah.
could use a nice reset.
I'd back that
Yeah, like an Apple Z or Command Z
on life.
for life.
Commands. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, of
I need
course,
that,
there are
yeah.
certain things you can't use it for. Obviously, if you really bad things, like if you hit someone in your car when you're
Oh,
drinking,
yeah, that's pretty
maybe we can't do anything for you, guy. If
Oh yeah,
but and we need a
Restrictions
piss
apply.
test, and you're gonna have to have a lot of money. Oh, I forgot. This already exists. It's lawyers.
Yep.
You just need to be
That's very
rich.
True.
You just need to be
Yeah.
very rich because it doesn't matter.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry if I just got very serious.
No.
No, it's
By
true,
making
though.
a joke. And
Check out
everyone
our-
who's listening to this right now is realizing that they have no chance in this society
Yeah.
to have a little oops.
Just keep
Check out
listening
our
to podcasts.
check out our Rob Ford episode that Tom did.
Mm.
Well, you can learn about all that.
Dingus.
Now, gentlemen, get excited. And Mike, I want you to ask me how Soapy suddenly died.
Was it a slippery death? That was pretty
Wow!
bad. That was pretty bad. No. Gotta regret.
Whoa!
I wish I had the
Oh, no, I
Command
feel
Z
about
app
that.
right now.
No, that was great.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. I guess I'll take
Come
it.
on, man. You're not known for those zingers. You did a great zinger just then.
Oh, God.
Wow.
You semi-zung.
Oh, geez.
July 8th, 1898, the Committee of 101 decided to have a meeting on Juneau Wharf to discuss the punitive actions to be taken against Soapy after the miner John Stewart was swindled. The social idiot Soapy he was under the assumption that any meeting that had him as the topic, he must be invited to. It's like, you can't talk behind my back. Let me in, motherfuckers. In a
Very,
drunk,
that's a very like
Alpha.
Old West
yeah,
move.
can't talk.
You
about
talking
me
behind my back? Are you talking about my wife Deborah's casserole behind my back?
Right. That's what the old
Let me
West
in.
used to be. And now the new West is just people talking behind each other's backs.
Yeah. Well, that's
Like it's
because
their fucking
the church,
job.
That's because the Church of
true.
Mormon moved out there.
Well, no, it's more than that. It's just, hey, I love LA. The place is beautiful. I love everything you're doing. And then immediately shitting on that person, their fucking
Yeah.
stand-up set, or how fucking dumb they looked in a commercial
Yeah, or
that
just-
they
or
didn't even
just
get
straight
paid
up-
for.
or just straight up coming on their dog.
Dude.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, Cody, you don't know that famous case
That happened?
No.
Someone
Yeah.
came on someone's dog?
It's all
Oh, Tinkles! Oh, Mr. Tinkles!
there was a guy running around Studio City with his dick out for days and hours. They called him Grapefruit Fred because he used to grab grapefruits off the front lawns of people. There's a lot of people with grapefruit trees in Studio City.
Grapefruit's
Now,
nasty.
if you believed any of that, you're on my team. Okay,
I got a bridge to sell you.
Mike, you're on my team.
Can you
'cause
turn my
grapefruits are fucking
$500
disgusting.
into $1 million?
I'll turn your $500 into $100 million worth of red sand. Now,
A lot of
where
sand.
you sell that sand is on you, but I'll give it to you.
All right, Cody, how did this guy die?
Deal.
In a drunken stupor and armed with a Winchester rifle and Colt revolver, Soapy approached the meeting, but was met with 4 security personnel that promptly told Soapy to fuck off. At which point, Soapy drunkenly swung his rifle stock at a security guard blocking his path. Said security guard blocked the swing and countered with a quick draw, point-blank revolver shot through Soapy's heart.
Damn, too slow.
Damn.
Soapy collapsed, but desperately clung onto his mortal coil. One last act of spite burned in Soapy's monstrous eyes. Crumpled and bloody, Soapy managed to chamber a rifle cartridge, took aim, and blasted the security guard in the crotch, dealing a mortal wound.
Dude, he shot his dick off and
He
killed
shot
him?
his dick off as his last earthly deed.
Oh,
God
What?
damn.
He is king shit.
oh, my dick
He's got
hurts now.
like a pint of blood left in his fucking system, and he's like, I'm gonna fucking shit you in the cock for that.
That's amazing.
It's the last fuck
Oh.
you. Damn.
So he shot through the fucking heart, gushing out the last of his blood, and decides, what else am I gonna do but blow this guy's cock off? So
right,
I
so
guess
that's like that's a South Park tie-in you were talking about before.
there you go.
Because it was like, don't shoot someone in the dick.
Don't shoot someone in the dick. The security guard could have shot Soapy in the dick, but he's like, I'm going to shoot you in the heart. Boom. And then Soapy's like, well, I'm going to shoot you in the head
Of your penis.
of your cock.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
I'd rather
though.
get shot in the head
hurts.
than in the head. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That's true.
So-
Me too.
Soapy died on the spot, age 37. The security guard
it's young.
spent the next 12 days in dickless, writhing agony before he died. Soapy chuckled all the way down to hell and presumably got a fist bump from Satan at reception.
That was sick, bro.
And let that be a lesson. Always, always, always double tap. Zombie apocalypse, double tap. Lawless Alaskan shootout, double tap. Sideway charity solicitor, double tap.
Wow. Just
you have
imagine
it.
those 12 days.
Yeah, that would suck.
That's 12
Yeah.
days just in a hospital thinking about, well, I could use wood. I could
It's cold.
I could think
clay.
of something.
Use human clay. It's
Yeah,
like-
I could get creative with it. And then the misery that followed that one bright idea after bright idea every half hour rolling into his brain as he's rotting from the inside out. Oh, if I get better, I could just use a cactus. Oh, if I get better, I'll use a piece of brick that I made smaller because bricks are very big. They shouldn't be put anywhere. Oh, and then dead. Just years and
Yeah.
years. I mean,
Yeah.
excuse me, days and days, days and days.
That's
12
sad.
days. Wow.
It feels like years.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
wake up
1800,
every
holy
day.
shit.
Oh, it's okay. I'll use balsa.
How about Legos?
Yeah.
Dude, balsa's soft, even though it's hot.
What about
It's
a,
harder
zu-
than I've ever
a
been.
zucchini?
Huh?
A zucchini. You
Yes,
just
that's
duct
it.
tape it or rope to your.
Well,
Dude,
I read
zucchini, the problem is though, Mike,
Squash.
zucchinis don't grow in Alaska.
Alaska.
You have to use like
Well, you get imported. You obviously
whale,
travel
like a
on.
whale bone.
You could probably
like a tusk.
use. You could probably use like the guts, the inner parts of a Swiss red chard because those are very long. But you just have the. They're kind of barbed. I don't know. The
But
guy's
it's in
probably-
Alaska, dude.
but
yeah,
hey,
that's a cold
uh,
water.
that
That's a
is true,
cold
it's
weather
cold.
plant.
Yeah.
That's why I
So-
said it.
interesting fact: snipe and penis are anagrams of each other.
Oh.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Jefferson Randolph Soapy Smith II, crooked gambling man, self-made kingpin of 3 short-lived criminal empires, expert salesman of the humble bar of soap, and shifty sharpshooter of Shaft.
So I've got 5 years to catch up to this guy.
Maybe.
I think you'll do pretty good, Travis. I mean, you've always been pretty smart with your money and your soap. So
I have to admit something, by the way. This is something I should have said on how was your week, but I've been using man lotion on my face.
The
Man
fuck
lotion.
is that?
I've been lotioning.
Is that why you look young?
You look
Yeah.
great. Yeah, actually,
I'm
you look
using some
great.
age defense. It feels great. Feels good in my skin.
You
That's
look
from
like
Goop?
you don't live in Portland with that skin.
You look,
What's that
you look
mean?
23 over here.
I don't
to
know.
me.
23 and me, right? Yeah.
I imagine
24 and Mike.
I imagine people in Portland
Mike,
not
you wanna
having
go out-
skin that nice.
Mike, you want to go out into town later? I mean, they're pretty much the same age.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh,
All right,
shit.
fuck yeah. All
Before we
right.
close out, I would like the opportunity to recite the poetic last words of tonight's con artiste extraordinaire. Ahem. God, don't shoot!
Ah!
I'd probably say something along those lines as well. I forgot to
fuck.
mention? This popped into my head before. Did this guy have anything to do with the creation of soap shoes?
I'm surprised that question came from you and not Travis, honestly.
Is he responsible for Jim Jamish? What was that guy's name?
Jim Jarmusch?
Oh, the pro
no.
soaper?
No, the pro soaper. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Mike.
I don't
Jim
know the guy's name, but it sounds like a soaper.
Jasmus. He's a
Jasmus.
pro soaper.
You bought? Is he like the guy that's doing like those like crazy handrails? It'd be like quadruple kinks.
Yeah,
He's
dude,
like-
he looks so cool.
He's got to be. I mean, I hope that guy's doing well. I hope he's like an assistant to one of Chris Angel's assistants.
That's cool.
Yeah.
He lives in Las Vegas, so yeah, probably.
Maybe.
Wow.
I want a pair of those shoes. They look fun.
He
So, like,
washes Chris Angel's Hummer at the Villaggio.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Bellagio.
So did
Rest
he
in
invent
grease.
those great shoes?
No, he did not. He did not. Rest in grease, Soapy. You won't be missed.
Yeah, he already
I might
happened.
miss him. I don't know. That might be something I missed.
Well, fuck
it's
a lot
fucking-
of you.
My
Dick.
quick math tells me if he lived to 120, I would have missed him anyway. So fuck off. It's
Dude,
fine.
this man knew about business. He was like,
He was
guess what?
smart.
I'm going to make all these dumb idiots make me money. I'm going to use whores to get that money.
And so,
And I'm just going to move around. That's
Don't forget the
important.
mummy.
That's
Don't
great.
forget
oh,
and the
mummy,
mummy.
that is
He,
cool.
he knew the power of Brendan Fraser and Benny. He utilized it.
Yeah, he did.
Cap-
Man
Capital.
about culture.
He
Yeah.
speaks many languages.
This is smart, Cody. I'm ashamed. This is a smart man. Why are we bringing this guy to the table?
Because he shot someone in the cock, you asshole.
Self-defense.
Well,
Like,
ends
I don't
there.
care. I don't care if you're like a fucking saint incarnate. You shoot a guy in the cock as you're dying.
He shot you in the heart.
to
I'd be like,
hell.
yo, fuck you, dude. You're
Going
gonna
to
shot in the
hell.
dick. He shot
Mike,
you in the
you got-
heart.
You really gonna kill a guy with a cock shot if someone
mean,
shoots you? You're already dead.
I'd
You're already
probably
dead.
like, oh, fuck,
The
this
last thing
hurts.
you're gonna do. The last thing you're gonna do with the last breath
Yeah,
is shoot a
true.
cock off.
Probably in
Look,
shock.
Look, it's the 1800s. Wait, did he die in the 1800s or make it to the 20th century?
He 1898.
Oh,
1898.
August. Yeah, 1880. Fuck.
So
Close.
he
So
was
I'm
born-
saying there's women out there back in the day. You know, today we're used to using a strap on. If you don't have the equipment, use a strap on. Back
Yeah.
in the day, you could probably just take a fucking bull penis and fucking duct tape it to your abdomen.
Where are you going?
And there
with
you
this?
go.
Where are you going with this?
Ladies are down for that shit. They just want to get fucking rattled, not by their fucking weird Christian, like, don't touch me before you've sanctified the oil that grows on our land. I jerk off to your pornography.
Wow. Well, I know who Travis is voting for in the election this year. It's probably
Mitt Romney.
It's probably Mitt
Yeah.
Romney because Mitt Romney is. They don't call him Kink Romney for nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the end of this episode.
Oh, God.
I can't believe you made it. Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone who listened to this. What a ridiculous tale. Thank you, Cody,
thanks,
so
Cody.
much.
You're welcome.
That's interesting. I
Mike,
liked it.
It's nice to see you again.
It's nice to see
Please
you
have your
guys.
report on my desk.
I will. I'm gonna get
9
it right now.
a.m.
I'm gonna read
Monday
it.
morning. Davy Crockett, revisit that. If you haven't listened to that, you'll be able to judge Mike's report very soon. Patreon.com/roastmortemcast. Social media. Guess. Just anyone. Just go
Google
to
it.
anyone's social media. It doesn't matter.
I love David Crockett. He's a cool dude.
Sean
did a book report
Borain
on
won't
him.
shoot you in the penis.
No, he has
Thank
yet
you.
to do anything of the sort.
Yeah.
He won't. Maybe
He
he,
won't.
will when we disappoint
He won't.
him.
But he. Oh,
I'm not. I am
thank you,
not.
Sean.
The point is to not upset Sean because he's
No.
he's a prime boy.
Yeah. Stick around next week for more penis fucking mashing. That's
Hell
all I
yeah.
gotta say.
A tease from Travis Lee.
Tease.
Can we do that every
Trailer.
week? I like that, Travis. Stick around for next week. Do something like that. Sound like that Ira Glass guy.
I'm Ezra
love it.
Elba. Stick around next week, and I'm gonna be James Bond. But
What? I gotta
we
come.
weren't cool enough to make me James Bond.
Oh.
Goodbye,
I
everyone.
don't know. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Oh!
Danky Dankard.
Dang.
Danky Shane, Danky Shane, Danky Danky Danky.